this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can make $1 million from doing Amazon arbitrage or Amazon wholesale. Either one of them, right? Or both of them combined. Now, I started off in the early days doing Amazon wholesale. I started Amazon when I was 20 years old, about 6 years ago now, or 5.5 years ago. And I started from absolute ground zero. And before you get into anything, or perhaps maybe you're into something right now, you really do need to understand the different stages to which there is in this cycle. So you have, first of all, at the bottom where you have Amazon arbitrage. Super easy to get into. You're just buying and reselling from retailers, to which you don't need any barrier to entry at all. Next, you have wholesale, which is the next barrier up. You're buying from wholesalers and distributors, and you're basically, again, just buying and reselling, but there's a little bit more of a bigger barrier to entry. Then you have working with the manufacturers, doing the exact same thing. Rather than buying from these distributors, you're buying from the manufacturers. Maybe you're making a little bit more money because you're spending a little bit more as well. Then there's that section. Then you have maybe working exclusively with these manufacturers on an exclusive basis, to which you're the only person that can sell them products, but it's not truly yours. And then finally, you have the ultimate step, which is private label and white label, to which you have a brand which is completely only and solely yours. So that's the sort of ladder to begin with. And most people start at the arbitrage and wholesale section. Here's how you're going to make a shit ton of money, right? You're going to start off by doing it like I did about 6 years ago, buying and reselling. I started from pretty much ground zero, and it got me out of my 9 to 5. You're going to be contacting wholesalers. You're going to be also contacting brands directly, manufacturers directly, looking for these opportunities online on Amazon, seeing what's selling well, how much competition there is, and then going there and contacting the manufacturers and contacting the wholesalers, contacting the distributors, and trying to get accounts open with them. When you do then get accounts open with these wholesalers and distributors, they're going to be giving you price lists. They're going to say this product's for £1 or $1, and it's selling for $10, $15 on Amazon. Perhaps it's an extreme example, by the way, very extreme example. And you're going to be seeing what you can make in between, minus all the Amazon fees. So you'll be listing it up on Amazon for $15, Amazon fees maybe $8, and you may be buying it for $4, and you're going to be seeing if you can actually make money or not, right? That's exactly what you're going to be doing for a couple of years. And you may be already in that cycle right now. There's a very high chance that you watching this video, you may be in that position right now. And it's exactly where I was for 3 years, and it got me to making some pretty decent money. It got me to about 6 figures approximately in monthly revenue, or maybe just under, but it was capped. It was really capped. So here's exactly how you're going to make $1 million, because doing this, you're probably not going to make $1 million. It's going to put you on the start, on the trajectory to making $1 million. However, it will probably not get you there. Maybe for the very small, minute 0.01% of people, it may get you there. But typically, most people are going to stay stuck making between $2,000 and $15,000 in profits per month on wholesale. And 15 is very extreme, but probably between 2 and 10 grand profit per month. But realistically, if you want to scale past that, you want to get to 15, 20, 30, or 100,000 pounds in profit, or $100,000 in profit per month, you need to be venturing out to the above stuff, which is actually going direct to the brand and being either exclusive with them, or that's top step, which is building your own brand and becoming a private label seller. Like I said, I've been in this game for about 6 years now, and maybe 3.5 years ago, I started to pivot because I knew my business had a cap on it, and there was only so far that I was ever going to be able to get doing exactly what I'm doing. So I decided to pivot to that private label section. Now, I was stuck exactly where you may be at the moment, or if you don't understand the problems right now, then I was stuck in a never-ending cycle when I first started, or getting to that 6 figures per month in revenue mark. I was just stuck looking for new products all the time, sending products into Amazon, constantly having price wars with people, and then after 3, 4, 5 months, that product wasn't good enough to sell anymore. There was a much bigger company than me. There always was a much bigger company than me. And it was just a constant cycle, looking for new brands, looking for new products. I did have a couple of exclusive brand deals, which did help, which meant nobody else could sell, but like, still that wasn't my product, and it still isn't, because I still have a couple of them. It's still not my product, right? So the only next step was to become a brand owner, and that's what's enabled me in the month of December to do £55,000, which is about $70-ish thousand for you watching in the States, in one single month in profit, right? Which is 330K in sales and about 55K in profit, which is absolutely insane. And we would have never ever got to that amount if we didn't pivot 3 or 3.5 years ago. And also 3 or 3.5 years ago, when I was stuck in that cycle, the business was worth £0. If I stopped working, my business would stop. And if I wanted to take time off, like, not really much would happen. If I wanted to sell the business, I would get zero for it, because it all only relies on me, and it's very copyable. Like, anybody could go ahead and do it. So that's that, first of all. But now, like, this is where the idea for the video came from. I can sell my business for $1 million cash, pretty much, right? Which is crazy. Even after tax, because I'm not a resident in the UK, I'm a resident in Dubai now, in the United Arab Emirates, which is very, very nice. So, like, I can get like $1 million cash for my business right now, and I'm thinking about selling it in the next 12 to 24 months, which is insane. In just like a 3, 4, 5 year period, 3 years at the moment, I can get that amount of money. I want more for it, so I'm going to continue to grow. So, like, what would be your steps now, right? You've done wholesale, you've done arbitrage, and it's great. I'm not shitting on it in this video. It's good for cash flow and good for getting the money, and maybe good to get out your 9 to 5. And it's good. It is good, right? There's a place for it, but like I said, it will keep you capped. So you need to then stop transitioning and pivoting towards the private label side of things. Now, how do you do that? It's breaking down into 5 simple steps, to which I will go through in this video. And the first one is ideation. Ideation is super, super important, and it is what it says on the tin. How are you going to come up with these ideas for these products that you want to sell, or the brand that you want to create? Now, usually it starts with you, your situation, what you know, what you like, what you love. Like, why wouldn't it? Like, it would make sense. If you are like really into boxing, like I'm really into boxing, right? If I'm really into boxing, why wouldn't I start trying to find a product which I could maybe source, maybe start selling in that niche? Now, boxing wraps, boxing shoes, helmet, gloves, this, that, and the other, right? Or conversely, you can go down the route of using software, which again is very valid as well. Because softwares like Calodata, Helium 10, there are various tools on there which we show our clients how to use as well. Simple tools really, but again, like, what we also teach our clients a lot is everybody has access to that software. So it's like, you find an opportunity, how many other people have also found that opportunity? So you really do need to be careful with that, for sure. That's one thing. And then another thing is also using things like, oh, I've lost my train of thought there. Softwares, what you know, what you like, what you love, and also manual research methods. So you can actually use TikTok's platform, Amazon's platform directly, and look for these opportunities without software so much. When you're doing this and you're doing it in a sort of manual way, as I call it, it is a little bit better because you're not solely relying on the software. And when you found something, it's usually going to be something to which not as many other people have found, or better yet, that nobody's found, which is nice, cool, awesome. So when you come up with an idea, you're going to have to validate it, right? Because going back to the boxing example, if you wanted to source boxing shoes and you were really into boxing or boxing wraps, more than likely there's a shit ton of boxing wraps and boxing shoes out there. So it's like, are you really going to go ahead and sell it and go ahead and buy it? Because the validation comes down to, like, is there actually room to compete in the market? Is there room for you to differentiate yourself? And if you go on Amazon, you go on TikTok, and you see there's already tens of thousands of reviews, the products are selling insane numbers, and there's also an insane amount of competition. Are you actually going to try and compete there? Probably not, right? You're probably not going to, right? Like, why would you? Only if one thing is it's super dominant on Amazon. There's a lot of people selling the product on Amazon, and there's no one selling it on TikTok Shop. Like, it could be a good opportunity for you to just create it, launch it on TikTok Shop. You can see there's already demand for it on Amazon. People are already searching for it. You just need to get it in front of people. Could be an amazing thing for you to do. But that, in itself, I was going to say, I've said it in another video that we can do a whole separate video on that, but like, there's not really much to say. Like, if you can see something on Amazon which is selling very well, and you go to validate it, and you're like, oh, there's so much competition, it's cutthroat, it's ruthless, the margins are going to be tiny. But then you go to TikTok and there's no one selling it, or there's one person selling it, 2 people selling it, and that it's nowhere near selling as much as it is on Amazon. There's your opportunity right there. Like, you're just going to solely focus on TikTok and TikTok Shop to begin with, and then go on to Amazon. When you've got brand credibility, it's going to stem from there. Like, people are going to know, like, and trust your brand as soon as you launch it then on Amazon. So there's a huge tip which I would definitely think about when you're launching, or when you're looking and trying to validate opportunities. Don't just solely rely on looking at only Amazon. Don't just solely rely on only looking at TikTok, because it can go the other way as well. Like, you can see something blow up on TikTok and nobody's launched it and nobody's got it on Amazon, and you could be there, be the first one to launch it on Amazon. Could be nice and easy for you, right? So validation as well, like I just said, on that section, you're going to be looking at the competitor reviews, like what's good, what's bad about the product, not just what's bad, but what's good as well, because you want to be taking that to your suppliers and saying, this is all the good stuff that I want, this is all the bad stuff that needs improving, and then you've got to be collating that all into one and making your product accordingly. You're also going to be looking at the sales, like, can you realistically grab like maybe 10-20% off like a few different competitors, furthermore making that you like sell like 3, 4, 5,000 times per month or something like this. Making sure you can actually grab some of them sales. You're making sure to see if there's any room to like maybe improve the the presentation of the product. Like, can it be marketed in a different way? Can you make better images? Can you add more images? Can you add better SEO? All these types of things. Because if you finding all these gaps and you're like, oh yeah, I can do that, I can do that, but can't do that, but like I can do these other 3 things, then usually there's going to be room for you to compete in the market. So when you've come with the idea, you validated it, seems like a good opportunity. Then you've got to go on to actually looking for the manufacturers, and this way you're going to want to not get burnt, and it could actually make or break your product, it can make or break your launch, it can make or break everything. So you got to want to make sure that you get this right. You can source from many different places, like you can source from China, obviously. You can source from the UK, the US, Europe, anywhere you can ever think of and imagine in the world, you can source from there. Obviously, everything comes from China these days. A lot of stuff comes from there. So it's probably going to be the first place you go. But like, let's say if you wanted to launch a textiles brand, like, I don't know, like bed sheets, bed covers and stuff like that, like, that's mainly made in like India, Pakistan, and like them types of areas, a bit in Turkey and stuff as well. So it's like, you're probably not going to go to China at that point. And then the beauty of the day and age that we live in is like, we have ChatGPT, like you can just say who's the biggest producer of textiles, of cotton or something like that, of polyester and things like this, and you can literally just go straight to source, straight to the manufacturer from that point. So again, like, China does make a lot, so I'm just going to keep referring back to that. But when you are dealing with Chinese companies, you're going to want to make sure you do not get burnt, right? I got burnt in the past a few times, just from, first of all, not being specific with my orders and my specifications and things like this, and it's not particularly great quality, it's not quite what I asked for, and like, if you didn't really specify that and be really specific in the brief and the messages that you're speaking to them on, that you don't really have a leg to stand on. You also got to realize that English isn't these guys' first language. So it's like you're going to be speaking to them and they're not going to fully understand you anyway. So it's like you're going to want to be extremely specific, break it down like a kid, use ChatGPT, create like your full specification for the product, and then say, break this down like a 5-year-old or something. So a 5-year-old can understand it. Not because they're stupid, because it's not their first language, English isn't. And if you're speaking to manufacturers out in China, then their English is probably going to be not as good either. There's two different people that you can speak to out in China, like a trading company, which is basically just like a wholesaler out in China that works directly with the manufacturer, but usually their English is quite good. So they speak to the manufacturer for you and they make a margin. So there's that one, and then you can just speak direct to the horse's mouth, to the manufacturer, which again, both are completely fine and both have their advantages and disadvantages. Like for example, their trading companies can actually just negotiate for you in Mandarin or Chinese, whatever the language is, and get better prices for you because they can speak Chinese. So it's like you may be able to just get the same price from the trading company anyway, just with better English, if that makes sense. So, I mean, yeah, you're going to have to be really specific with them. Make sure you know, like, and trust them. Speak to like 20, 30, 40 of them, loads of them. Oh, got some creatine and electrolytes here. You're going to have to speak to loads of them because you can't just rely on your experience with one or two. One may seem pretty good, and then it's like you need to just experience loads of different ones. Oh, yeah, experience loads of different ones. Have a look at the company. How many employees have they got? Like, what's their size of their warehouse? Do they have trade assurance on Alibaba? These types of small things, right, that you're going to be looking for. And then you're going to be collating a load of prices from these guys. You're going to find, this is a beauty as well, if you're contacting 20, 30, 40 of them, you're going to get a wide array of prices. Like, let's say if you're sourcing one product and it's like, it may range from like $2 to $5. And it may, because this one is shit, basically, shit quality. And then the other one is just amazing, it has these special features, it's top of the range, etc., etc. You're going to want to speak to them all, compare the prices, and also compare the company details, how long have they been up and running for and stuff, and then make an informed decision from there. You probably narrow it down at that point to like 2, 3, 4 manufacturers. And might I say, you always want to, get a sample. You're not going to order without a sample, just to let you know. Like, you're going to have to order a sample or 2 samples from a couple of different people, get them actually to you. Like, it's the stupidest thing ever if you don't do that. You need to get the products to you, get the samples to you, have a look, compare them, which one's better. That's when you're going to go ahead with the big order with the current supplier, and go from there. That is only when you're going to go ahead with your order, when you've had your samples, things look good, things look great. So when you've got samples and you find this manufacturer that looks great, right? You're going to have to think, like, how am I going to ship it to my address? And this, again, is things you need to think about, because the Chinese can ship it directly to you for sure, and it's called DDP shipping. They can just ship it directly to your address, and they can ship it by air, by sea, by train. And it depends on your product, really. Like, if you're shipping a pen like this, yeah, pen, it weighs fuck all. It weighs like 10 grams or whatever. You're going to be able to fit like thousands of these in a single box, very light. You ship it by air. It'll be really, really cheap. Now, shipping things by air is really fast, but it's not cheap. So if you've got a big product or a heavy product, it's not going to be cheap, because all this stuff factors into your cost of goods. So you may have a $1 cost price, but like a $2 shipping. And then your cost of goods is actually $3. So you need to factor all this in and think about all of this as well. Now, you can get the Chinese to ship for you, that's fine, or you can arrange your own shipping. There's pros and cons of both. Like, sometimes you can get better shipping rates from the Chinese, sometimes by the ones that you organize and arrange. They can ship it all for you. You can do all the stuff. It's completely up to you. Yeah, it's completely up to you. It depends on your level that you're sort of at as well. If you're new, you're probably going to steer towards getting everything done for you. But from there, when you've figured out how to ship it, and a quick side note as well, shipping it, like I said, heavier the product, probably not going to be doing it by air. Because if you've got a really super heavy, even 1 kilogram is quite heavy in China. So if you're sourcing a product which is 2 kilograms, like it's going to cost you a bomb. And you're going to have to sea ship it, and you're going to have to factor that in. It's going to be 60-ish days for that to ship by sea all the way to your address in the UK. Okay, you need to think about that. It can be a long game at this point. You can combine things as well. You can combine a small air shipment with a small sea shipment. It's completely up to you. You got the train and stuff as well. Now, one thing is as well, is a little bit about branding compliance and stuff as well. You're going to want to make sure before you actually place the order, ship it to your address, making sure you're complying with the laws, you got your branding on point, you got all your packaging designed, which you can pay someone on Upwork or Fiverr to do. You can get some help with ChatGPT, all these types of things. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. It can be straightforward. We actually refer our clients to a company or software/company who actually take care of the whole compliance section, make sure they're always compliant with the law, do all the testing and stuff for them, which is great. So everything's sourced, everything's validated, you're complying with the law, your branding's cool, you've got the packaging designed, you know how you're going to ship it, you've actually ordered it and shipped it. Now you're getting onto the most fundamental part, which is actually launching. Now this can be the make or break once again. If you have a bad launch and you don't think about it and you rush things and you don't present things well, then you're fucked. You're not going to sell a lot of your products. You're not going to have a lot of traction on your products. So you need to do this right. And you do it with two things, Amazon and TikTok Shop. So you get Amazon on one side, which is mainly for you to just list on the platform. There's two different ways for the platform, right? So Amazon's all like a search-driven platform. People go on Amazon to search for things. They have buyer intent, what it's called. So people are actively searching for pen for writing or whatever, right? Ink pen and things like this. People are actively searching for certain things. And if your product's good and you've got really good imagery, very important, very, very important. Have good images, super, super important. Loads of high quality images, by the way. And if you've got a very good title, bullet points and stuff, which is very SEO optimized, then more people are going to see your product. It's going to show up further up in the rankings. If you're combining that a little bit with Amazon PPC ads and some Vine reviews and stuff like this, then you're going to be standing out from the rest, and your product's going to get seen more, it's going to get clicked more, and then it's going to get bought more. Simple as. With TikTok, on the other hand, right? TikTok is a beautiful platform. So with TikTok, what you can do, how it works, first of all, is very different to Amazon. People aren't searching so much on TikTok. It is becoming more searchable of a search-driven platform, but right now, and it will be for a long time, it's more like impulse buys is what I sort of think of it as. And it's like you get presented with the product, you see the reel, you see the TikTok, you click on the product and you buy. You didn't go on the platform to go ahead and buy something necessarily, although more and more people are, like I said. It's more for discovery. You making a video, getting that in front of people's eyeballs, the people like it, they click it, they see it, they buy it. And that's why the conversion's a lot lower on TikTok Shop from what I've seen. And also sales are less because it is a smaller platform to begin with at the moment anyway. So that's another thing as well. And the beauty of TikTok is and Amazon, they both do work in synergy, right? Because you can blow things up, blow things out of the water on TikTok. And when you make something go super viral on TikTok, what happens? Half the people won't buy on TikTok, but they want the product. So what do? They go across to Amazon. And they just go ahead and search it on Amazon. And if you're one of the only 3 people selling it, if they actually seen yours on TikTok, they'll go ahead and buy yours on Amazon. Your exact brand, if that makes sense. It's a really good beauty of TikTok and TikTok Shop, and it can actually just lead to you like generally speaking, if you're going ahead and launching a product, you want to really make sure that there's people actually searching for it, there's actually demand for the product. But like the cool thing, this is why I say it's so cool, is like you can actually source products, maybe even invent products which don't exist or no one's searching for, no one knows at the moment, but if there's actually a good angle to it and there's actually good benefits to the product, and you can just make it go viral on TikTok, and you've created a whole sub niche, and people will start just copying you. People will literally just start copying you and start selling the same product, and you're going to be the pioneer of it. No one's ever going to really take over you as long as you do the launch right and you carry on staying in stock correctly. No one's really ever going to overtake you massively anyway. So it's like you can be a pioneer for a brand, for a niche, on a product with TikTok Shop, which is absolutely amazing. Now that's the sort of 5-step framework that I'd go through. Is just like ideation, validation, supplier sourcing, branding and compliance, and then launch. Super simple. Honestly, super simple. Like this 5-step framework now is like foolproof for me. Like almost every single launch that I have it just works because I know what I'm doing, and it's been years and years of experience, tens of thousands of pounds on courses, mentorships and things like this for Amazon, TikTok Shop, branding and things like this, how to sell and things as well. So a lot of experiences here and a lot of mistakes. I've lost tens of thousands of pounds as well, which now makes it easy, of course. But yeah, if you want any help at all from me directly, you want to learn from me so you can shortcut your road to success, we actually have what's called our Marketplace Sovereigns program to which you can work at your own pace, or you can work one-to-one directly with me, whatever you want to do, whatever level you're at, whatever level of capital you have, whatever level of time you have, you can work with me if you want. I'll check out the link down below. Have a look through the video, have a look through the page, and if things look good and you actually want some help, feel free to book in a call with me or one of my team members,